We often find ourselves pondering, why did this happen to me? In our desires and achievements, we sometimes forget that everything unfolds according to a larger design, a plan we may not yet comprehend. In the end, only time can truly tell. What is good or bad? Perhaps you are navigating a difficult season right now, or perhaps you are enjoying comfort and overlooking what the future might bring. Then this story, shared here on Stoic, is for you. This story won't just make you think. It may profoundly change you. So listen carefully with an open heart until the very end. Once, at the foot of a verdant hill, beside a thick, ancient forest, nestled a small village. In that village lived a humble man named Mr. Adam. Middle-aged, Mr. Adam led a simple life, often struggling with the demands of existence. For him, simply having enough food twice a day was already a profound blessing. Yet, even in his modest circumstances, he possessed one special quality that set him apart. He was always content with what he had and never complained. Mr. Adam owned a small piece of land, on which he worked tirelessly to grow crops. Assisting him was his only son, Daniel, and a robust white horse named Max, but Max was unlike other horses. He was remarkably intelligent, hardworking, and swift. He contributed so much to the farm that both Mr. Adam and Daniel loved him deeply, considering Max to be truly part of their family. One day, word of Max's beauty and cleverness reached the ears of a wealthy businessman from the city, a man named Mr. Smith. He came to the village with his son to see Max. When he saw the horse, he was amazed. He offered Mr. Adam a substantial sum to purchase Max, but believe it or not, Mr. Adam, with quiet dignity, gently refused. "Thank you for your generous offer, Mr. Smith," he said, his voice calm and steady. "But Max is more than a horse. He is family. I cannot sell him." The villagers, upon hearing of Mr. Adam's refusal, were astonished. "Foolish man." Some whispered, "He missed a fortune. How could he refuse such money for a mere horse?" They saw only the immediate loss, the apparent unfairness of such a choice. Yet Mr. Adam simply smiled. "Who can say what is truly good or bad?" he would gently reply, his eyes holding a wisdom that saw beyond the present moment. This response, my friends, touches upon a profound truth we often forget. Adversity and injustice are universal human experiences, not isolated burdens. We often carry our struggles as if they were unique to us, a personal affront from the cosmos. But life, in its vast and often inscrutable design, does not promise fairness in the way we might expect. It simply is. It presents us with challenges, with what feels like an uneven hand, and it is in these crucibles, amidst the fire of perceived injustice, that the true metal of our spirit is refined. Then, one morning, a shadow fell upon Mr. Adam's humble home. Max, the beloved horse, was gone. The stable gate was open, and hoof prints led off into the thick forest. The villagers rushed to Mr. Adam, their faces full of pity. "Oh, poor Mr. Adam," they lamented. "First, you refuse a fortune, and now your horse is stolen. This is truly bad luck, and unbearable unfairness." They shook their heads, convinced of his misfortune. But Mr. Adam, though his heart undoubtedly felt a pang, remained calm. He looked out at the empty stable, and then at the worried faces of his neighbors. He simply repeated, "Who can say what is truly good or bad?" His serenity in the face of what seemed like a clear catastrophe was a testament to a patience often misunderstood. Many conflate patience with passivity, with merely waiting for circumstances to change. But true patience, especially in the face of deep unfairness, is an intensely active force, an internal commitment to steadfastness that requires immense spiritual fortitude. It is the steady hand on the rudder when the storm rages, an unwavering gaze fixed on the distant horizon when the immediate surroundings are shrouded in mist. It is the conscious choice to maintain one's moral compass, to hold firm to one's principles, even when the immediate gratification of anger or despair beckons. Think for a moment of the mighty river. It begins with a single unassuming drop of water, a tiny, almost imperceptible start. Yet, with relentless, quiet persistence, drop by drop, current by current, it carves its path not by brute force, not by sudden, violent acts, but by the steady, unyielding pressure of its presence. It flows around obstacles, not by giving up, but by finding new ways forward. It wears down mountains, not in a day, but over eons, with an unshakable resolve that transcends any single moment of resistance. This is the essence of active patience, not a hurried rush to conclusion, but an understanding that meaningful change, profound transformation, and the eventual triumph of justice often unfold over time, through countless small, deliberate acts of endurance. It reminds us that our personal narratives of overcoming unfairness are not sprints, but marathons. A week later, to the utter amazement of the entire village, Max returned. But he was not alone. He led a herd of wild, untamed horses from the forest back to Mr. Adam's farm. The villagers, once again, rushed to Mr. Adam, their tune completely changed. "Oh, Mr. Adam, you were right. This is truly good fortune. Your horse has not only returned, but brought you many more. What an incredible blessing." They rejoiced at his good luck. Mr. Adam, with the same quiet smile, simply replied, "Who can say what is truly good or bad?" His wisdom underscored that immediate gratification can often blind us to the larger, unfolding narrative. It shows us that our response to unfairness defines our character and shapes our legacy. Then, a few days later, tragedy struck again. Daniel, Mr. Adam's son, attempted to tame one of the newly acquired wild horses. The horse bucked violently, throwing Daniel, and he broke his leg badly. The villagers were distraught. "Oh, what terrible misfortune!" they cried. "Those wild horses brought nothing but harm. Now your only son is injured. This is truly bad." They saw the immediate pain, the undeniable unfairness of Daniel's suffering. And indeed, in that moment, it was a heavy burden to bear. But Mr. Adam, though tending to his son with a heavy heart, looked at the villagers and for the third time simply said, "Who can say what is truly good or bad?" He understood that sometimes the most challenging moments are not curses, but hidden catalysts. This resonates with the profound truth that unfairness, in its deepest sense, is not an external enemy, but an internal architect. It arrives not to diminish us, but to test the very foundations of our being, to reveal strengths we never knew we possessed, and to carve pathways of resilience that would otherwise remain dormant. The true measure of a person is not found in the comfortable ease of a life unburdened, but precisely in how one chooses to respond when the weight of unfairness presses down. It is not in avoiding the storm, but in how one navigates its furious winds and torrential rains. In these moments, we are presented with a profound choice. Will we allow the perceived injustice to embitter our souls, to poison our hearts with resentment and hatred? Or will we harness that suffering, that profound sense of wrong, and transform it into a source of strength, wisdom, and compassionate understanding? This is where true moral fortitude is forged. My own journey, and indeed the journeys of countless individuals throughout history who faced immense systemic injustice, taught me that active patience is the key. It is the unwavering commitment to a moral vision, even when the immediate world offers only darkness. It is the understanding that true freedom is not merely the absence of external chains, but the liberation from the internal chains forged by bitterness and the insatiable demand for immediate retribution. Months passed. Daniel slowly recovered, his leg mending, though he walked with a limp. Then, one day, soldiers arrived in the village, conscripting all able-bodied young men for a distant war. Panic swept through the village as mothers and fathers wept, knowing their sons might never return. But when the soldiers saw Daniel, with his mended yet still weakened leg, They passed him over. He was spared. The villagers, now with tears of relief, rushed to Mr. Adam, their faces full of awe. "Mr. Adam, you were right, as always. Daniel's broken leg, which we thought so terrible, saved him from war. This is truly good. This is the greatest blessing." They had finally understood. Mr. Adam smiled, a deep knowing smile, but said nothing more. His story teaches us that our personal journeys through unfairness can transform from sources of disillusionment into beacons of hope and inspiration for future generations. When we face life's inevitable inequities with a patient, resolute spirit, we are not only finding inner peace for ourselves, but we are also charting a course for those who will follow. So what can we take from Mr. Adam's quiet wisdom when our own lives feel profoundly unfair? First, acknowledge the feeling, but don't let it consume you. Recognize that unfairness is a universal experience, a catalyst for growth, not a personal punishment. Second, practice active patience. It is not passive waiting, but a strategic, internal commitment. Like the river, find your persistent flow, adapting around obstacles rather than futilely raging against them. Cultivate foresight and preserve your inner peace. Third, choose your response. Your character is forged not in the absence of adversity, but in how you meet it. Seek to transform suffering into strength, and consider the long-term legacy of your actions and attitudes. This is how you reclaim your power and contribute to a larger, more just narrative. My friends, the journey through unfairness is often the path to discovering our deepest resilience and purpose. This understanding is a gift, a profound insight for anyone navigating the complexities of life. If this story, if these reflections from Kwang Stoic have resonated with your spirit and offered you a moment of clarity or a renewed sense of hope, I invite you to share this message with someone who might need it. Press the like button, subscribe to Kwang Stoic for more insights into the power of patience and inner transformation, and tell us in the comments below, what is one moment when life felt unfair, and how did patience guide you through it? We are all on this journey together, carving our paths with persistence, one drop at a time. What unique wisdom might the next bend in the river reveal? Stay with us and let us explore it together. We often find ourselves pondering, why did this happen to me? In our desires and achievements, we sometimes forget that everything unfolds according to a larger design, a plan we may not yet comprehend. In the end, only time can truly tell what is good or bad. Perhaps you are navigating a difficult season right now, or perhaps you are enjoying comfort and overlooking what the future might bring. Then this story, shared here on Kwang Stoic, is for you. This story won't just make you think. It may profoundly change you. So listen carefully, with an open heart, until the very end.